In the 1990s, Japan experienced a catastrophic economic downturn that left many young people without jobs, prospects, or hope. These individuals, known as the Lost Generation, have struggled to find their place in Japanese society ever since. Now, as the country faces a new set of economic challenges, experts are predicting a dark future for the economy, one that the experiences of this forgotten cohort could shape. From booming economy to economic downturn. Japan's economic success story in the 1980s was a global phenomenon. The country's unique economic model and strong government support led to unprecedented growth, with its manufacturing sector leading the way. Japanese companies such as Sony, Toyota, and Nintendo were among the most popular in the world, and the nation was set to overtake the United States as an economic superpower. Even with the sudden collapse of the economic bubble in the early 1990s, Japan has continued to be a significant player in the world economy. Japan was predicted to overtake the United States as an economic superpower, and its growth rate was the envy of many nations. Thanks to its innovative spirit and unwavering commitment to excellence, Japan is still a force to be reckoned with. However, in the 1990s, Japan faced a devastating economic crisis due to a massive asset bubble building for years. This led to a sharp decline in the country's economy, marking the beginning of a challenging period that has lasted for decades. Despite efforts to recover, Japan has been plagued by stagnation and deflation, which continue to this day. What is the Lost Generation? A tale of Japanese economic turmoil. The Lost Generation refers to the Japanese people born between the mid-1960s and early 1980s who faced numerous difficulties as they grew up during the country's economic downfall in the 1990s. The early 1990s recession caused by the collapse of Japan's asset bubble resulted in a prolonged period of economic stagnation that profoundly impacted the young people entering the workforce. Consequently, many graduates struggled to obtain stable employment, while those who did often found themselves in low-paying temporary roles with minimal job security. The Lost Generation serves as a reminder of young people's challenges during economic crisis and the importance of taking proactive measures to prevent them. The challenging social attitude and values during this period significantly impacted the workforce. The conventional belief of job security and lifelong employment with a single company started to diminish as more firms downsized and outsourced jobs. As a result, the younger generation felt lost and unsure about their future prospects, leading to a growing sense of uncertainty among them. The Lost Generation is known for its disillusionment and frustration with the status quo, which has led many to struggle with finding direction and purpose in life. Some have resorted to adopting alternative lifestyles and subcultures to cope with these feelings. Acknowledging and understanding this generation's struggles is essential to better support and guide them towards a fulfilling future. Despite the multitude of challenges that the Lost Generation has faced, there is a silver lining that cannot be ignored. The Japanese economy has been showing signs of recovery, and with that, there has been a surge in opportunities available to the young population. Additionally, the evolution of society has given rise to new models of work and life, which offer a much-needed flexibility and autonomy that was once absent in the rigid structures of the past. The Spectre of Hikikomori. The Lost Generation has left a lasting impact on our society, and one of the most alarming consequences is the rise of hikikomori. These individuals, often a part of the Lost Generation, isolate themselves from society and withdraw into their own world. Shockingly, nearly 1 million people suffer from this condition, which is a clear indication of our society's failure to provide meaningful opportunities for its youth. This phenomenon underscores the severe emotional impact of inflexible social norms and intense competition, leading to mental health issues and retreat from the world. How is the Lost Generation impacting Japan's economy? Did you know that the Lost Generation has significantly impacted consumer spending? It's true. Many young people struggling to find stable and well-paying jobs find it hard to make big purchases like homes or cars. As a result, they are more likely to live with their parents or in shared housing, which has led to a decline in demand for these products and services. This can significantly impact companies and industries that rely heavily on consumer spending. It's something to remember as we navigate the economic landscape. The impact of the Lost Generation cannot be ignored. It leads to a decline in productivity and innovation, causing young people who cannot find meaningful work to to lack motivation and creativity. This disengagement and disheartenment can limit the potential for economic growth and development, which can have long-term effects on society as a whole. The lost generation has left a lasting impact on Japan's demographics. The country's aging population and shrinking workforce are a difficult result of the dwindling number of young individuals entering the job market. As the number of retirees and elderly individuals increases, the government's resources and social welfare programs are stretched thin. This poses a significant challenge to Japan's ability to compete on a global scale. We must take action to address this issue and ensure a better future for the individuals of Japan. The impact of the lost generation is undeniable, with Japan's economy feeling the short and long-term effects. It's important to address the challenges faced by this generation to ensure Japan's growth and prosperity in the years to come. Taking action now can make all the difference. Japan's future after the lost generation. Is there a silver lining? Despite the ongoing challenges faced by Japan's lost generation, there is hope for a brighter future. The country has made significant strides in recent years toward economic growth, and many initiatives are in place to address the underlying issues in its job market. With continued effort and investment, a more stable and prosperous future for all Japanese citizens is possible. Japan's future is looking bright, as its next generation is set to experience better economic conditions than previous generations. This is due to the country's demographic sweet spot, which is poised to trigger a positive supply response. As the labor supply decreases, the price of labor will rise, resulting in better wages and income for workers. Don't be fooled by naysayers' doomsday predictions. Japan's economic destiny is looking up. Japan's free market economy is proving to be a game changer, bringing renewed hope and optimism to its workforce. Thanks to better pay and improved employment contracts, people who had previously lost faith in finding work are now being drawn back into the job markets. Even those who once felt it better to rely on their loved ones for financial support are now finding opportunities worth pursuing. This success clearly indicates that Japan's economy is on the rise, and the future looks brighter than ever. Consider the facts. Japan's total employment has increased by 2.4 million people from June 2016 to April 2023, reaching a staggering 67.4 million from 65 million. The shift in the balance of power from employers to employees is undeniable, and the competition for skilled workers will only get fiercer. Gone are the days when just having a job was enough. Today's high school and university graduates have the luxury of being selective in choosing their profession. Even the most reputable companies find attracting and retaining top talent challenging. The competition to secure the best and brightest is becoming more intense by the day. The intensifying competition for talent in corporate Japan is driving a significant and positive cultural transformation. Gone are the days for the lost generation and corporate cost-cutting of the 1990s. The 21st century is ushering in a new era of optimism, with corporate Japan now prioritizing investment in its human capital to create a new golden generation. A promising sign of these positive changes is the remarkable improvement in the quality of jobs being created. Full-time or regular jobs are now being created more frequently, reversing the deeply rooted trend that began with the labor reforms of 1995 to 96, which allowed for non-regular employment across all industries. The future of Japanese corporate culture is bright, with a renewed focus on the value of its employees and their contributions to the success of the business. As the quality of jobs continue to improve with a focus on full-time positions with better job security, we can expect a positive shift in the job market. Full-time jobs pay approximately 35% more than part-time jobs and offer access to credit mortgages, which can be harder to obtain for part-time workers. This begins a virtuous cycle that benefits everyone involved, leading to higher incomes and greater financial stability. The lost generation in Japan has had significant implications for the country's economy and its people. However, the Japanese government has taken steps to tackle this issue, such as promoting entrepreneurship and supporting small businesses. It remains to be seen whether these efforts will be sufficient to reverse the trend of the lost generation and create a better future for Japan's youth. Make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.